everyone, my name is Chris and I am so glad that you are watching today. Today, we'll be joining our scientist friend Calvin for an experiment and learning a lot, but first, we're going to get started with a game called What's It Worth? I've invited a few friends to play this game, so come on and join us.
All right, everyone, it is time for What's It Worth?
Hi, I'm Kathy, and I am at the Lionel Lakes campus.
I'm Kaylee, and I'm at the Blaine campus.
I am Jamie, and I'm also at the Blaine campus.
And I'm Anne, and I'm from the Woodbury campus.
In this game, I'm going to tell you about something you can actually buy online. Your job is to guess how much each thing costs. So to guess something is $1 to $9, you'll hold up a 0. If you think it's $10 or more, you'll hold up 1 finger. If you think it's $20 or more, you'll hold up 2. The closest guess, again, without going over, gets a point for that round. If you are watching from home, make sure you hold up your fingers to guess as well. Play along with us. You can buy online a computer-scented candle.
I hope it's not worth a lot, because this is...
That's why.
So you can show me your guesses in 3, 2, 1, go. The cost is $30.
No.
Just over, yeah, $30 for this
That's awful.
thing. If you have ever gotten glitter and thought, I wish I could just eat that glitter, our next product might be for you. It is edible glitter.
I wonder if it's like cotton candy, like kind of that gritty texture.
I feel like it would get like all in your teeth.
You'd have that $1 million smile, Kaylee.
There's one.
Sparkly.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh boy, okay. The true price of edible glitter is $6.29.
Oh.
So technically,
I am
debating
horrible.
between 0 and
Horrible at
Would have
this
been-
game.
most of us love tacos. But have you ever wanted to be a taco? There's a sleeping bag that can help. It is a taco sleeping bag.
Taco about a way to nap, huh?
Yeah, so is this a full-size sleeping bag?
Yes.
Full size.
Show me your guesses in 3, 2, 1, go. The price of this taco sleeping bag is $30. So our $20 guesses got that right. One day, somebody looked at a chicken and thought, if only I could keep my keys and other small belongings inside of that thing. And then they made this rubber chicken purse.
I picture it like having a button that would like cock-a-doodle do or something.
It should. Kathy, you should be creating some of these things.
3, 2, 1, go. The cost for the rubber chicken purse is $50.
That's ridiculous.
Doesn't even come with tacos, does it?
If you prefer your chickens alive, but you keep on getting glared at when they peck people in Target, we have just the thing for you, a chicken harness / leash.
How many chickens can you walk with this?
Just one with this one.
Sled chickens, like sled dogs, and they're just like being pulled up like on a skateboard or something.
There you go.
I guess I was thinking, like, how could you just pick one chicken to take to the community?
They'd have to they'd have to take turns.
Show me your guesses in 3, 2, 1, go. The true price is $27 for a chicken harness / leash. So if you guessed 20, you were right on. You can buy 1,500 live ladybugs.
But should you? Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't you?
What do you do with them?
Where do you get 1,500 ladybugs?
You must breed them, right? You can't just go find them. This has to be like, this is a ladybug operation.
I want to
So
know how you get in that business. You wake
Right?
up and you're like, ladybugs.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So how much do you think it would cost you to get a lot of ladybugs? Show me your guesses in 3, 2, 1, go. Go. 0,
If
1,
I
1.
had that many ladybugs, I would charge a lot of
Yeah, right.
The price to get 1,500 live ladybugs is $3.05.
Yay!
Imagine with me for this one a roast beef sandwich. Just imagine the warm, savory, gravy-like taste, but in a bathtub. Our next object is a roast beef bath soak.
So you feel like you're soaking in gravy.
Yeah. It smelled like roast beef for a long time. It would seep into your skin and you'd just be a walking sandwich.
You're gonna have dogs like flocking to
Yeah, right.
you.
Show me how much you think you would have to pay for a roast beef bath soak in 3, 2, 1. Go. The roast beef bath soak sells for $18. 18. So
It was
Kaylee,
so close.
Finally.
if you have ever wanted to be a dinosaur, now you can with an inflatable T-Rex costume. But how much do these cost?
I would so want one of those.
We have one at the Blaine campus. We've used it for our
Do you
block
really?
parties and stuff.
Oh,
You
fun.
want to borrow it, Kathy? I'm sure.
I might, yeah.
How much do you think it would cost to buy one of those? Show me in 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, the cost for an inflatable T-Rex costume, again, not on sale, that I found is $100 on the dot.
Wow.
Thanks so much for joining me for What's It Worth?
I kind of want to buy a few of those things now. Next up, let's get ready to answer a question. Our question of the day. Our question of the day is, would you rather be able to swim like a fish or fly like a bird? Think about your answer, and if you're with a group of people, talk about your answers together. We'll be back in just a few seconds. Got your answer? Great. I would love to fly like a bird myself. Next, I'm going to send it over to our scientist friend named Calvin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of CalQuest. Today I want to tell you about a story that is really important, and it's kind of serious. I still had fun making this episode, but you should know that this week on CalQuest feels a bit different. What's CalQuest? In the last few weeks on CalQuest, we've been learning that the world can teach us a ton about God. And this week, we're talking all about water. Seriously, water is amazing. Not only does it keep you alive, it's also crazy fun to experiment with. So today, I'm going to be teaching you about this really important story, illustrating it with only water. And some other things, but mostly water. So I took 12 match heads and put them into this water bottle. So this story is about a guy named Jesus and his 12 friends who were known as the disciples. That's what the 12 matches represent. Now these guys had been through a lot with Jesus and thought they had it all figured out. They were pretty sure that Jesus would become king, he would rule the world, and life would be good. They had seen him do so many amazing things. He could walk on water. Sadly, I can't do that trick. Calm storms, heal sick people, and do so many amazing things they couldn't even write them all down. The disciples had one thing right though. They thought Jesus was God's son. And he totally was, but they didn't really understand what that meant. God had sent Jesus here for a reason, but it wasn't what the disciples expected it to be. One night, as they were eating dinner, Jesus told the disciples something really weird. He said that people would take him away, hurt him, and even kill him soon. Like, hypothetically, that night. And that's what happened. Some people who didn't like Jesus tracked him down, captured him, and put him on trial. That's all it took for the disciples. Every one of them ran and hid. When the pressure was on, they just quit. It's like when I put a little pressure on this bottle. the match heads sink. It was a tough day for Jesus, and things were only going to get worse. People lied to him, threatened him, and began to hurt him. They put sharp thorns on his head, dressed him in nice clothes to make him look like a king and make fun of him even more, and then nailed him to a cross. When we put water in this glass, it makes the arrow point the opposite way. Just like that, Jesus did the exact opposite of what people expected. He let people hurt him, and he was even willing to die, even though he didn't deserve to. Why? There were some brave people in the story too, a group of women who were following Jesus. They stayed by him as he was made fun of, and as he was hurt, and as he was dying. They saw what was happening, but they couldn't understand why it was happening. I mean, Jesus was God's son, and he was being treated like a criminal. After Jesus died, he was put in a cave with a big stone rolled in front of it. What people didn't know, though, was that by dying, Jesus had done something incredible. You see, all of us have done things that we know are wrong, and we deserve to be punished. Jesus knew that. He also knew that we couldn't fix the things we'd done wrong ourselves. The water represents the wrong things we've done. I will dye it green to make it a little bit easier to see. This candle represents Jesus, God's son, the light of the world. He came into our messed up world to show us God's love. Part of the plan, though, was for Jesus to take our punishment for sin. To do that, he had to give his life for us. Like this candle brings all of the water into this glass, Jesus took all the wrong things we've done onto himself. He took all of our consequences at once. It's amazing that Jesus would give his life for us, but that's not the end of the story. People still didn't realize what he had done for them, so he did something that none of them could ignore. 3 days after Jesus had died, the women who had followed him came back to the cave, but Jesus wasn't there. They wondered what happened, but only for a bit, because Jesus showed up and started talking to them. He came back to life. No one else could do that, only God's son. This is the most important story I could ever tell you, and it's relevant 2,000 years later because of one thing. God made you and me to live for him. The only way we could do that is by choosing to follow Jesus. He took our place, he took our punishment, so we could live for God again. I'm super glad I chose to follow Jesus, and I hope all of you will too. Making Jesus the leader of your life is the only way to be forgiven for all the wrong things you've done and start living for God the way he made us to be. If you haven't decided to follow Jesus, you can make that choice today. Talk to God. He can always hear you. Tell him you're sorry for all the wrong things you've done and that you know Jesus came to take your punishment. Tell God that you want to live the way he made you to live, that you want to follow Jesus your whole life. God will give you a new life, and he will be with you, helping you all the time. When you make that decision, be sure to let someone know about the awesome choice you made. Choosing to follow Jesus is so amazing. I bet a bunch of people will want to celebrate with you, including these guys. Yay! That's it for this week, everyone. But I'm not done discovering new things, though. Tune in next week for another episode of CalQuest.
We say things are worth a certain amount of money. If you want to buy something, you have to pay that much money to get it. Some things like cars or diamonds are worth a lot. Some things like paper or a wig for your dog aren't worth much. Why is this important? Well, God says something about what you are worth to him. Check out this verse written by Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends. 1 Peter 1:19. You were bought by the priceless blood of Christ. Peter is writing about the story Calvin told us. Jesus was hurt, he bled, and he died, all to pay the price for our sin. Did you catch how much you are worth to God? Peter used the word priceless. Jesus, God's Son, gave his life for you because to him you are worth more than anything in the world. You are priceless to God. Jesus came to show us something. When God made this world, everything was good. God put us in this world with a purpose. He wanted us to live for him, to take care of this world, and to learn all we could about it. This oil represents us. When we sinned, something happened to us and to this world. We deserved to be punished, and that wasn't something that was easy to take care of. In fact, there was nothing we could do about it on our own. That's what this syrup represents, the things we've done that we know are wrong. Now, it looks like there's no way to get this syrup out without taking the oil out too. It's impossible for us to get rid of our sin on our own. Think about it. If you break something of your friend's, can you just forgive yourself for doing that? No, your friend has to forgive you. You can't just fix the problem by yourself. We've disobeyed God by sinning, and we can't make up for that on our own. Now, what would make the most sense to us is just to start over. I can get rid of this oil and the syrup and start again. God could have created a new world and started over, but he didn't. Instead, he decided to show that he loves us more than we ever imagined. He sent Jesus. Jesus lived and died and then came back to life. When we follow Jesus, something amazing can happen in our lives. Now, this red water represents Jesus. Look how it separates the oil from the syrup. When we decide to follow Jesus, we are separated from sin. All the wrong things we've done, all the punishment we deserve, Jesus took that all. Because of him, we have a chance to live the way God made us to, without doing things we know are wrong. Now, that doesn't mean we'll never do wrong things again. Instead, it means that no matter what, Jesus will forgive us and help us start doing what's right again. Jesus took our punishment because God made us to live for him. God thinks you are priceless. You are his creation, who he loves. Jesus gave his life so you could live for God the way you were made to live. All you need to do is make the choice to follow him with your life. If you've already made that choice, that is amazing. Well, you don't need to pray with me today. Your challenge is to choose every day to be obedient to what Jesus tells us. Jesus is always with you and cares about you no matter what. Since you know God, you can tell others about him too. If you aren't sure yet about all this, that's okay. If you have questions or aren't sure you want to make Jesus the leader of your life, talk to an adult you trust who follows God. This is the most important decision you'll ever make, and no one else can make it for you. For some of you, though, today is your day. If you want to make Jesus the leader of your life, you can do that right now. I'm going to pray in a moment, and if you want to choose to follow God, you can talk to him with me right here. God will always listen to you because he loves you. You should know, though, that just saying this prayer isn't what's most important. What's most important is that you mean what you say. We're going to tell God that we're sorry for sinning, thank him for sending Jesus, and say that we believe Jesus died and came back to life. Finally, you'll ask God to be the leader of your life. If you'd like to make that decision, I'd love to pray with you right now. You can repeat after me either out loud or by thinking the words in your head. God hears prayers that you think too. All of us will bow our heads and close our eyes to help us focus on talking to God. God, thank you for loving me. I am sorry for doing things that I know are wrong. I believe that Jesus is your Son. I believe that he died on the cross, took my punishment, and came back to life so that I can be forgiven. Jesus, I ask you now to be my leader, Savior, and friend forever. I choose to follow you. In Jesus' name, amen. If you just made that choice for the first time, congratulations! That is such an amazing decision. I am so excited for you. In fact, if you just made that choice for the very first time, there's a form we'd love for you to have an adult fill out right under this video. We want to know you made this decision so we can celebrate with you and send you some things to help you get started following Jesus. For everyone though, we've got a try this at home video to take a look at where I'm going to get some friends together and try to guess what the weirdest things they own are. So check that out. If you just decided to follow Jesus for the first time though, it's time to pause this video and get an adult you trust to come to the computer. I'll wait while you go get them. Okay, welcome adult. I'm super excited you're here because the person who brought you here just decided to make Jesus the leader of their life. And I want to make sure you all can get connected and get started on this awesome journey. There is one simple step we want to make sure you take. Just click the button below this video and fill out the information form. We ask you to do this so we can celebrate with your family and send you an email with our congratulations and some great resources to help your kid get started following Jesus. And if this is your first time making this decision, we'll send you a coupon for a free Bible. Once again, congratulations! I'm super excited for you as you start this lifelong journey with Jesus, and I can't wait to hear from you. Have an amazing week.